Hola, buen día a todos. Bienvenidos a otro episodio de Together Somos
Somos
Más.
más.
Hoy es el último episodio del año, y el sexto en general. Nuestros invitados de hoy son Julia Pavón, que hablará un poco más sobre la salud mental en estas temporadas y también lo que se aproxima para el siguiente año. Y tenemos también a una invitada especial en Ponte las Pilas, que va a hablar un poco más de GIL. Y nosotros somos Marifer Vizcaíno.
Alberto Reyes.
No, eres Santa Claus,
Santa
obviamente. Y yo soy Kyle.
También hay que no olvidarse que hoy en la pinche política tenemos a nuestra directora ejecutiva Elisa Covarrubias, que platicó con Kyle. Qué tal te fue tu conversación?
Bien interesante y hablemos sobre el Latino Day en el Capitolio del estado de Georgia. Y es un discurso bien interesante.
Me alegro, me alegro. Y sí, como Marifer mencionaba, es nuestro último episodio de la temporada. Vamos a regresar 2025 para la gente que nos ha escuchado y viendo. ah, Déjenos saber en los comentarios, mándenos correos de qué tal les pareció, qué otros mejoramientos podemos hacer al show, ¿verdad? Y como hoy es Santa, vamos a festejar Navidad, fiestas con nuestra familia y todo. ¿Algún deseo de ustedes dos, Marifer, Kyle? ¿Algo que le quieran pedir a Santa?
Que tengamos 1 millón de viewers, streamers. Make me famous, guys. Make me famous. Or make us.
Exactly. Yeah, let's make sure la próxima temporada is award winning. We
Yes.
want all the Grammys, all the Emmys. Well, I guess Grammys doesn't make sense unless we record something. Are we gonna do a performance at some
Oh my
point?
God. The musical? Together Somos Más, the
Yeah.
musical.
Together Somos
No,
Más, the musical.
on ice.
Okay, all right, easy now.
Yes.
Tranquilo, tranquilo.
Ok, ahora, lo que nos importa. Para mí, me importa que nuestro CEO, Jerry Gonzalez, was awarded the Georgia's 500 Most Influential Leaders of 2024 by Georgia Trend
Woo!
magazine. So,
Let's go, Jerry. Congratulations.
absolutely. And I am so proud to work with him for GALEO, for all the work that we do across the states, and nationwide sometimes for our community. So, congratulations, Jerry. We're all so proud of you.
Yeah, big role model to some of the community.
Okay, Alberto or Papa Noel, whichever personality wants to show up right now.
Lo, lo que me importa y a mí y a Santa es que the 2025 legislative session starts January the 13th. So we encourage everyone to know who's your representative. Start thinking how are you going to contact them, letter, email, phone. If you have any requests or if you need help, we definitely have resources to share to the community on how to stay more engaged. Marifer helped me, but I believe the GIL has a session that helps the attendees learn more about that, how to get involved in local government.
Yes, we do. We have a local government session towards the tail end of the program. We usually invite local officials, elected officials as well, and we want you to be involved. So join GIL. The application's opening soon.
Yeah, shameless plug over there. Kyle, what que te importa a ti?
Well, I think, first of all, that's important, information that you provided, Alberto, about the session. We'll be working all throughout session, and so there'll be lots of opportunities for people from within our community to get involved. And in La Pinto Politica segment for this episode, we talk a little bit about one of the days that there will be a great opportunity to get more involved at the Capitol. But something that I've been thinking about is, President-elect Trump is reviving political careers for a number of Georgia Republicans. He by way of nominating them to his administration. He has picked Kelly Loeffler, former U.S. Senator, who lost to Senator Warnock. It feels like forever ago, but in the 2020 election cycle.
So he lost.
And yes, and excuse me. So she's going to be, if approved, heading up the Small Business Administration, which has a huge potential to affect businesses all throughout Georgia and the United States, especially Latino-owned businesses that are tend to be smaller sized and more, family or locally centered. And then former Senator David Perdue, who lost to re-election to Senator John Ossoff. He was going to be nominated to be the ambassador to China, which is an incredibly important role, especially during these times where China, continues to be a huge economic power and more involved in foreign affairs in a way that is oftentimes contradictory or adversarial to the United States position. So that's an important role when it comes to foreign policy. And then Doug Collins, who used to be the congressman for the 9th District, he primaried Governor Kemp a few years back and lost in the primary. And he has been selected to be Trump's nominee to the VA, to the Veterans Affairs Association, and department. And that's a very important department that takes care or provides services, I should say, to our veterans. And there are a great many veterans here in Georgia. Latinos have an outsized representation in the military. So that's an important agency. And so it's going to be interesting to see if those three can get approved. They're certainly not among the most controversial, but they are certainly interesting picks, and we'll see if they make it through. And I think it also shows the relevance that Georgia continues to have in our national political landscape.
Right.
Yeah. I forgot Kelly Loeffler existed. I know she was in and out as a senator, and thank you for reminding me about Purdue running for office, because that quote of "it's not just that you're a crook" just plays in the back of my mind when I think of that.
Yeah, and every position is very important. So it affects, as you mentioned, Kyle, from Latino small businesses to Latino professionals to Latino that want to get more engaged into the civic world. So, it's good that just because President-elect Trump mentions a person, we should not do research on what that person will bring to the table. I know, as you mentioned, China is a big economic powerhouse. So what's going to happen with any increase on prices if it does, right? So anything that has that type of connection is always on the lookout. And anyone else, Marifer, Kyle? No.
You know what's I'm thinking about now, what's most important to me are the next segments in this episode. That's what I'm living for right now.
Oh yeah, we're all fired up. So in a few moments, we'll be back with our next segment.
Another policy priority for us is environmental justice. This one is a bit newer for us, but it's one that we advocated for and we work to include because we know that climate change is happening. We know that it's affecting right now the state of Georgia. That's affecting many Latinos, many people of color, communities of low income are going to be disproportionately affected by this issue. by a changing climate. So we wanted to make sure we included this as a legislative priority so that we can properly do our work in this area that affects so many members of our community, and also as a way to engage them on the issues that matter to them and get them, engaged and motivated to make a change in all the areas that affect our community.
I've been working in the political world for a very long time, and I'm excited that people are lifting up that question of where are we putting our landfills? Where are we putting the factories that pollute, right? And time and time again, those polluting elements, those loud factories, the parts of the community you want to hide, right? You're not going to put them downtown. You're putting them in communities that are the communities with the least political power. A lot of times that's communities that are heavily Latino. Almost all the times it's communities that are more impoverished or less well off. And it's not right. It's a part of, we need to have clean air and clean water and be committed to that and be committed to regulating businesses so that they're not polluting our air and water. I mean, there's going to be byproducts of most every industry, but we can do it in smarter, cleaner ways. We know we can. So we have to have people who are standing up and saying, we demand it. It's not just a platitude. It's not just, it would be nice. It's got to happen. And so when we're placing a new landfill or, goodness, one of these incinerators or something, we need to think about the communities that are being impacted. And we need to make up for all the negative impacts for decades and decades that, there are communities where the children have much higher rates of asthma because of the pollution in nearby factories. I mean, we've just got to do better.
And then regarding environmental justice, as far as I can tell, there's no plan B regarding planet Earth. If something happens to this planet that we're on, we don't have a substitute. Let's make sure that we are taking all precautions and doing everything we can to protect and preserve the environment we live in, right? We all have the right to clean water, clean air, and clean land. We all have a responsibility to do that. And I'm so happy that Latinos, through the GALEO Impact Fund and other organizations, are really taking a leadership role to ensuring that we are preserving and protecting our environment. Because again, where else are we going to go if something happens to the earth that we live on today?
It's important to note and to realize that the issues of environmental rights and making sure that we protect and ensure that we continue to have, quite frankly, a healthy earth, because there's only one earth and we all live in it. But it's also important that we consider it as environmental justice, because we take a more nuanced views about environmental regulations and environmental protection. We also take into consideration how it impacts both negatively and positively communities that are underrepresented.
Bueno, muchas gracias a las personas que están con nosotros en Together Somos Más, en nuestro último episodio de este año. Mi nombre es Lorena Morabasto y estoy con una invitada muy especial. Estoy con Julia Pavón Rojas de Ser Familia. Julia, bienvenida a nuestro programa el día de hoy.
Hola Lorena, muchas gracias por tenerme aquí hoy.
Julia, cuéntanos un poquito sobre tu trabajo en Ser Familia y qué es lo que hacen, qué es lo que hace Ser Familia.
Ok. Sí, mi trabajo en Ser Familia es de consejería de salud mental. Yo doy terapia individual a niños, adolescentes y adultos, y a veces manejo grupos de apoyo también para adolescentes.
Ok, bueno, Julia, se nos viene ya la Navidad, se nos viene ya el Año Nuevo. Como hay algo pues que se viene hablando también mucho, y es todo este holiday blues, o en español lo podríamos decir como una tristeza navideña. ¿Qué nos puedes decir acerca de esa situación?
Sí, el tema de Holiday Blues se habla mucho en esta época. En español se dice la melancolía navideña o la tristeza navideña. Es un fenómeno temporal, en nuestra salud mental, donde se nos viene afectada la salud mental por las fiestas navideñas. Pensamos que las fiestas navideñas siempre son momentos de felicidad y tranquilidad, en familia, pero muchos de nosotros pasamos tiempos muy difíciles en las fiestas. Muchos de nosotros pasamos tristeza, soledad, aislamiento, frustración, y muchas veces también estrés general por las fiestas. Así que se pueden incluir esos síntomas, pero también se manifiestan de diferentes maneras.
¿Tú cómo crees o qué recomendación se les puede dar a las personas para aprender a manejar? ¿Qué técnicas se puede aprender para aprender a manejar todo este estrés de las fiestas navideñas?
Como mencioné, creo que sí tiene mucho que ver con el estrés que se añade a las fiestas. En estos tiempos, se gasta más dinero, se pasa más tiempo en familia, se pasa más tiempo en grupos más grandes. Muchos de nosotros tenemos ansiedad social o tenemos ansiedad general, ¿verdad? De nuestros temas financieros. Yo diría que en el tema, yo sé que todos queremos comprar todos los regalos que queremos, pero manejar el gastar, manejar el estrés, manejar cuántos eventos tenemos que hacer en las fiestas, porque queremos decir a veces que tenemos que ir a todos los eventos o hacer todas las cosas, ir a los viajes, y es importante manejar cuáles son nuestros límites y aprender a decir que no, pero también en las cosas que sí vamos a tener parte de prepararnos, dormir bien, comer bien y cuidar nuestro cuerpo en estas fiestas, porque es lo último que pensamos, ¿verdad? Entre viajes, entre cosas de la escuela, entre cosas del trabajo. Muchas veces dejamos nuestra salud física en segundo lugar. Entonces yo diría que ese es el tiempo de cuidarse, que no es que donde cuidamos las calorías, pero sí tiene mucho que ver con cuidar nuestro bienestar físico, ¿verdad? Pasar más tiempo relajándonos, descansando genuinamente, porque sabemos que al siguiente día tendremos muchas más cosas que hacer que en nuestros tiempos normales. Así que sí diría mucho el descanso, el cuidado físico y también el manejo de alcohol. Yo sé que en estos tiempos es muy común tomar y no tiene no hay nada malo en eso, pero también de manejar cuántas sustancias estamos usando y si estamos usando el alcohol para manejar el estrés. Usualmente eso es una señal que dice que hay algo más grande que esté pasando o se necesita más atención, ¿verdad? Que si estamos tomando más de lo normal, específicamente para manejar el estrés. Yo diría que esas son algunas cositas que podemos hacer, pero más que todo también ser honestos con nosotros mismos cuando nos estamos sintiendo tristes, cuando nos estamos sintiendo solos, cuando nos estamos sintiendo aislados. Buscar ayuda, buscar en nuestras comunidades, en nuestras iglesias, en nuestros amigos, nuestros familiares, y buscar ese apoyo que se necesita.
Ok, Julia, muy importante todo lo que mencionas y realmente pienso que en nuestra comunidad, pues hay cositas que no sabemos o hay cosas que de pronto uno sabe y no le presta mucha atención. Es muy importante todo lo que estás diciendo, entonces a las personas para que estén tomando nota de todas las cosas interesantes que tú estás diciendo.
Claro.
Julia, ¿cómo pueden hacer las familias para mejorar sus relaciones o sus conexiones justamente en esta época donde pues nos vamos a ver más a menudo?
Ujú, claro, sí. Creo que es el de entender que todos estamos tal vez en un nivel de estrés diferente y entender y tener mucha paciencia uno con el otro, ¿verdad? Muchas veces es cuando vemos más peleas, falta de comunicación. Entonces yo les invitaría a las familias de no simplemente se trata de pasar tiempo juntos, sino de pasar tiempo de calidad y un tiempo sano. Y cuando si te estás sintiendo frustrado, si te estás sintiendo enojado, si tú sabes que no vas a traer una energía positiva, tener eso en cuenta también, en un lugar, en un espacio individual, pero también de tener más paciencia con los demás y ser claros en nuestra comunicación y en lo que necesitamos en ese momento. Si necesitas un break, tómate un break. Si necesitas estar solo, si necesitas descansar, si necesitas hablar de algo, diría, este sería lo más importante, ¿verdad? Para prevenir ciertas cosas que no lleguemos a un momento incómodo, pero también diría que igual en cuando pasamos tiempo de familia, que es muy positivo y muy bueno, es muy importante también pasar tiempo solos o estar tiempo en las cosas que nos gustan igual. Entonces eso tiene que ver con el descanso. No, no solo es, diría yo, dormir, pero el descanso también es a veces hacer cosas divertidas, relajarte, ver una película. Entonces cuando tienes un día muy pesado, una semana muy pesada, buscar y hacer tiempo también para las cosas que nos gustan. Entonces sería manejar esas dos cosas.
Ok, Julia, muchísimas gracias por todos esos consejos. Bueno, el 2025 viene con un nuevo cambio de administración y se habla muchísimo pues de todo el tema del miedo, la deportación, de muchas cosas que pueden pasar, nadie sabe lo que va a suceder.
Ujú.
¿Cuáles crees tú que pueden ser los efectos de este miedo y cuáles son los efectos sobre nuestra salud mental o sobre la salud mental de la comunidad?
Claro, sí. Creo que muchas de las cosas que vemos y que vamos a empezar a ver es que es este miedo muy real de lo que puede pasar con esa administración y no saber y la incertidumbre que va a venir en ese nuevo era. Entonces es muy importante darnos cuenta que este estrés, esta administración va a traer un estrés adicional a nuestras vidas. Entonces significa que muchas de las cosas que tal vez nuestra seguridad estaba estaba más segura, ahora pues va a entrar en cuestión muchas de nuestros temas de seguridad. Entonces, cuando pasa eso, una de las cosas que vemos cuando es un estrés crónico, un estrés que es constante, son problemas físicos. Es usualmente lo primero que vemos, son dolores de cabeza, más migrañas, problemas del estómago, náuseas, dolores de estómago, falta de apetito. Todos son síntomas que vienen con un estrés constante. Mucha tensión en los músculos, dolores de cuerpo, dolores de cuello, una fatiga muy intensa. Entonces puede ser tener problemas de dormir, que al siguiente día significa que no me siento bien, me siento cansada y eso sigue pasando día tras día. También si tú sufres de alguna condición médica, cuando pasamos mucho estrés, cualquier condición médica que tú tengas, diabetes, problemas del corazón, presión alta, se ven peores. Entonces, es en esos momentos de estrés donde nuestras condiciones de medicina o de físicamente empiezan a empeorarse. Emocionalmente hablando también, el miedo de la deportación puede causar ansiedad. Por lo que se le entiende en temas psicológicos, la ansiedad generalizada, que se puede crear en un trastorno cuando no se trata con suficiente tiempo, pero antes de que te den un diagnóstico, se pueden haber señales de estar ansiosos constantemente, pueden verse como ataques de pánico, sentirte triste, deprimido, experimentar cambios de humor, entonces que un día está bien, un día no, de momento a momento cambian estos cambios de humores, es tener sentimientos de impotencia o desesperanza o tener problemas para dormir.
Ok, ¿y cómo crees tú que esto también puede afectar a los hijos de los inmigrantes, a las personas más jóvenes o a los
Claro.
niños? Ujú.
Muchas veces pensamos que los adolescentes o los niños no están conscientes de lo que está pasando, pero ellos absorben sus entornos y ellos saben exactamente cómo se siente papá, mamá, cómo se sienten las personas en el hogar, tienen redes sociales también, entonces ellos pueden ver lo que está pasando en el mundo y también absorben ese estrés en ellos mismos. En la misma manera que un adulto se estresa físicamente, los niños igual, solo que lo expresan muy diferente porque ellos no tienen las palabras para decirte, me siento estresado por esto y esto y esto, ¿verdad? Entonces, muchas de las cosas que vemos en los chiquitos, menores de 5 a 12 años serían problemas conductuales. Entonces, usualmente cuando los niños se empiezan a portar mal, no prestan atención, están más enojados de lo normal, más rebeldes, que se les dice. Se pueden empezar a quejar de dolores de estómago también. Puede ser dolores de cabeza, dolores de estómago, tensión, dolores en el cuerpo, que esa es la misma tensión física que estamos hablando. Y también cansancio. Y esto significa un cansancio fuera de lo normal, ¿verdad? Que si tú te sientes cansada después de trabajar 8 horas, eso es normal, pero sentirte cansado en exceso durante todo el día, especialmente en los niños después de que duermen, es usualmente una señal de que está pasando algo más bajo todo. Y emocionalmente podemos empezar a ver los niños que esto es lo que ha pasado en el pasado, cuando los niños tienen el miedo de que sus papás fueran a ser deportados o si sus papás son deportados, empiezan a recaerse emocionalmente, se hacen más callados, más tristes, pasan más tiempo solos, retraídos de los demás, no tienen interés en las tareas de la escuela, les cuesta enfocarse en la escuela. En los adolescentes son episodios de tristeza muy intensos, lo que le entendemos como la depresión. Los adolescentes tienen un riesgo mucho más alto de crearse trastornos de depresión por los muchos cambios que ellos están pasando hormonalmente, pero igual también un estrés adicional de la deportación puede traer a cualquier adolescente en un cuadro depresivo. Entonces, eso son unas cosas que nos estamos preparando aquí para empezar a ver en nuestros adolescentes que tienen a uno o dos padres indocumentados.
Ok, tú piensas, bueno, la salud mental ha sido, yo creo que como ignorada durante mucho tiempo, ¿verdad? Y ahorita último, como que la gente realmente se está dando cuenta de la importancia. Tú lo
Ujú.
dijiste ahora, todos estos síntomas físicos que se derivan del estrés mental, del estrés emocional, ¿tú
Ujú.
crees realmente que hay una conexión entre la salud mental y la salud física y que eso realmente nos puede llevar a situaciones de salud que se pueden ver reflejadas en nuestro cuerpo físico?
Claro, sí. Hay muchos estudios psicológicos, científicos y médicos que nos dicen que el estrés crónico, que eso significa un estrés constante, que no se trata, llega a problemas de diabetes, llega a problemas de presión alta, y de problemas más crónicos a largo plazo, porque nuestro cuerpo no está creado para siempre estar en un momento de sobrevivencia. ¿Qué quiero decir con eso? Nosotros no estamos creados para siempre estar pensando en lo peor, ¿verdad? Siempre estar tensos o siempre estar estresados. Llega un punto donde nuestro cuerpo ya no puede manejar tanto estrés. Y empiezan a venir los problemas médicos. Muchos de los estudios que se saben de las condiciones crónicas, se dice que una persona que tiene una condición crónica como cáncer, diabetes, presión alta, si vive una vida estresante, se hacen peores esos problemas. Igual pueden llegar a esos problemas. Entonces, creo que la salud mental se puede decir que tiene que ir mano a mano con la salud física. Y muchas veces yo cuando tengo un cliente que quiere ver un cambio más genuino en su salud mental, que quiere sentirse mejor, que quiere salir de un cuadro de depresión, lo primero que les diría es cuidar de su salud física. Y es viceversa, ¿verdad? No puedes cuidarte de tu salud física si estás deprimido, si estás ansioso, si tienes mucho estrés. Entonces, no, uno y otro uno no existe sin el otro. Entonces, yo diría que sí, sí hay una conexión.
Y tú tocaste un tema también muy importante, que es ese modo sobrevivencia en el que muchísimos latinoamericanos estamos todo el tiempo, ya sea los latinos nacidos acá, ya seamos los latinos como yo que venimos de países de Latinoamérica. ¿Cómo crees en esos casos que es importante como identificar eso y priorizar nuestra salud mental y física? ¿Cómo podríamos hacer?
Claro. Claro, el salir del modo de sobrevivencia, porque es un modo psicológico que nos ayuda a sobrevivir, obviamente, ¿verdad? Sobrevivir muchos estresantes extremadamente grandes, ¿verdad? Inmigrar a un nuevo país trae un estrés inmenso, aprender una cultura diferente, un lenguaje diferente, son cosas que nuestro cuerpo y nuestros cerebros están creados para empezar a manejar, pero es importante reconocer cuando ya no es necesario una sobrevivencia constante, ¿verdad? No estamos en modo sobrevivencia en nuestras casas. Reconocer cuando estamos seguros, reconocer cuando estamos en un lugar seguro y también sin prioridad, darle prioridad a nuestras necesidades, porque muchas veces sacrificamos nuestras necesidades para salir adelante, ¿verdad? Que es lo que se necesita hacer en ese momento, pero cuando tengamos un momento de seguridad, que sería, tengo el trabajo que necesito o por lo menos tengo suficiente para sobrevivir, ¿qué puedo hacer para mí mismo? No es egoísta cuidarte de ti mismo, no es egoísta ponerte de prioridad. Si lo único que puedes hacer es decir, no, no quiero salir este fin de semana, quiero descansar, eso es ponerte a ti de prioridad. Y por eso digo la importancia de decir que no y la importancia de poner límites en las cosas que sí podemos hacer y las cosas que no tenemos la capacidad de hacer en este momento. Y las fiestas traen un estrés inmenso en ese tema porque es muy difícil decir que no a muchas cosas. Y tenemos más responsabilidades con las personas en nuestras vidas, pero sí diría yo que lo más importante es darnos a nosotros de prioridad y empezar a explorar las cosas que nos traen felicidad fuera de un modo de sobrevivencia, fuera de tu trabajo, fuera de tus hijos, fuera de tu pareja. ¿Qué es lo que te trae a ti felicidad? ¿Qué es lo que te llena? ¿Te gusta voluntariar en tu iglesia? ¿Te gusta correr? ¿Te gusta pintar? ¿Qué te gusta hacer, verdad? Entonces, yo diría de darnos prioridad a las cosas que a nosotros nos gustan.
Juliano, buenísimo todo lo que nos estás compartiendo. Ya estamos llegando al final de nuestro segmento. ¿Quisieras darle una recomendación final a las personas o dónde pueden contactarte y saber más de la organización?
Claro que sí. Como mencioné ahorita, yo soy consejera en Ser Familia. Somos una organización sin fines de lucro, localizadas en todo el área de Metro Atlanta. Estamos en los lugares donde están más nuestra comunidad latina. Tenemos oficinas en Norcross, en College Park, en Kennesaw. Y tenemos nuestro nuevo edificio en Kennesaw. Así que nos buscan en las redes sociales por Ser Familia en todas las redes sociales, Facebook, Instagram, y nos pueden llamar en cualquier momento, para recibir más información. Entre 24 horas recibirán una respuesta. Así que búsquenos en las redes sociales y en todo nuestro website si necesitan más información.
Julia, muchísimas gracias por estar aquí y continuamos con nuestra programación en Together Somos Más.
The GIL program, also known as the GALEO Institute for Leadership Program, it was established in 2006, so it's close to the 20-year mark for that. And what we do is we work with UGA's Fanning Institute of Leadership, and we get their curriculum to compose a one-year-long program for people around the state, leaders to join us, no matter what their background is, what their education experience is. What we prioritize is people taking the time to invest themselves, whether it's with public speaking, working in teams, making group decisions, building partnerships through communities. Those are just some of the courses that we offer, amongst many more. So we meet one Saturday a month from February till November. And we also have a Georgia State chapter, which is the same as the statewide cohort, but it runs throughout their school calendar, so fall and spring semester. And we are close to 900 alumni. I'm on my 5th cohort since my time with the leadership team, and we have a team of about 30 facilitators now. I really wish I had the time to name them all, but you know, they all come from different industries, whether they work in the nonprofit sector, or they work in the corporate side of things, or they work in higher ed, which is a industry that's typically forgotten, and definitely, you know, thankful for the people that come into GIL and then take those skills back, as well as people who are students that are giving it their all to give back to their families as first-generation students. Sign up now to get involved with our organization. Check out our socials, contact us through our website. There's different ways for you guys to reach out and ask any questions you may have, but we really look forward to seeing you getting involved with our organization.
Hola, bienvenidos a Ponte las Pilas. Aquí tengo a mi invitada especial, a Lorena, que no solamente es nuestra directora de comunicaciones aquí en Galeo, pero también participó en el programa de liderazgo GIL el año pasado, y queremos hablar un poco más sobre nuestra experiencia cuando hicimos el programa. Bienvenida, Lorena.
Gracias, Marifer, y gracias a las personas que nos están viendo. Yes, I did the GIL back in 2023. 23 cohort, best cohort ever. I know every cohort said the same.
Actually, no, not every cohort. It just 21 started it.
Okay, well, we're the second best. No, we're the best. Anyway. Yeah, it was an amazing experience that I had doing the GIL, participating and joining the GIL. I definitely feel like I experienced like a grow in many aspects of my life, not only professional but personal as well. And I definitely think the GIL is a great addition to everyone that just want to keep growing, whatever. It doesn't matter like the field where they're working on, como que like the background. Realmente pienso que it just te ayuda a crecer en muchos aspectos.
Claro, and most of our sessions comes from UGA's Fanning Institute curriculum, so we work together to build the sessions. Some of them are understanding leadership, communicating effectively, public speaking, which was my worst nightmare. Local government. Do you have a favorite session or maybe memory from GIL that you'd like to share with our audience?
I really enjoyed all of them. I think that I really also enjoyed like the legislative session because, you know, I was born and raised in Colombia, and I just came here. I migrated to the US like 5 years ago as a mature person. So there was a lot of things that I didn't, you know, wasn't familiar with, especially like in the local and state level, you know, like legislative legislative things that I just didn't know. So it was really helpful for me, like kind of getting to know it and trying to understand it because it's not an easy thing, you know. Even if you were born here, it's just kind of complicated. So I like the session because they were like it was really helpful for me to understand a lot of things. Also like public speaking, and I really like all the sessions. I think like each one of them has a add a real like a valuable stuff for my life in many situations. So yeah.
So, I mean, obviously the program's meant to develop your leadership skills, so that you become a well-rounded professional. And in that sense, develop some professional or enhance your professional development skills. But I really like what you said about, you're coming to the country and you're learning new things. And, but I also think as my own experience and others is that community aspect of GIL, expanding that network and getting to know people that I think maybe you would have never met in other, or, maybe you would have, but not so organically as it does through GIL. So I don't know, like I think I see your cohort chat and we're speaking, we built those relationships. Do you think the same thing, like have that same experience?
Yes, actually, I was gonna talk about that because you're absolutely right. Having the pleasure to meet other people, just like thinking alike. Some others not that much, but it's fine. I mean, it's just amazing to just build your network, especially when you just arrive to the country, so you don't know many people, and just having the experience to connect with other person on different levels. And it was great also because it wasn't only like young people, but it was like people of different ages, different backgrounds, different like, sectors. So it was just definitely like enriquecedor. How do you say
Hmm.
that in English? Like enriching?
Enriching? Yeah,
Enriching, yes.
like
That's the
enriching
word I was
experience.
looking for. Yeah, definitely was enriching and an enriching experience in many levels.
I agree. And I'm still really close to some of the people from my cohort. And, as a program coordinator for the program, I like to keep in touch with all of our alumni. So if there is who you in the audience are listening and need a connection for maybe somebody in higher education and because you want to either work for a school or apply for, I don't know, college or grad school, PhD program, like there's someone in our network that we can connect you to. Or, another example is if you're trying to break into a role in, I don't know, tech, there's probably someone that we know in that our network that we can connect you with. So just, bigger picture, GIL really is a holistic approach to personal development, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
and you know what? I know like you guys have like already have like 900
mhm.
graduated or something
Well,
like that, right?
as of this year, 935 alumni.
Wow. So that gives us like a huge, like a spectrum too. Because I know you also have like the GIL mixer. For those who don't know, is like the that one day, that very same night with, all the people from other cohorts just get together. So that's a great, great, great chance to meet someone who, okay, so someone who did GIL back in, I don't know, 2000 something, and it's just that adds value. It's just adds more value to the networking part of it.
Yeah, and thank you for mentioning the mixer because that's actually put together by the GALEO Leadership Council, which is a network of volunteers who have graduated from GIL, and many of us, like myself included, have become so passionate about giving back to the community and advancing GALEO's mission that that's why the GALEO Leadership Council was even started because people wanted to give back and they didn't know how. So a volunteer group was created, and the rest is history. We have the essay contest coming up in uh, March, and then the mixer in the summer, the summit, and then our thank you events towards the end of the year for our volunteers. So Lorena, as part of GLC, you can speak to that experience of how I guess fruitful it is to give back to the community through our events and programming.
Yeah, and it's a great way just like to stay connected because yeah, you did GIL, you graduated from GIL, but what's next, right? So
Mhm.
it's a really good way, it's a perfect way to just keep connected and yeah, like you said, just like giving back. So we find like any, chances just to give back at the community a little more and especially, like our Latino community that just needs us more than ever, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. And then I'm thinking like going into next year, what GOC can do to serve you guys, which falls back to, do we need more town halls or charlas comunitarias? What do we need in order to make sure that we serve you? So we're excited to see what more possibilities there are, especially as the network expands.
Yes, the networking, and yeah, I mean the whole leadership component. I think that's just great and vital. And I mean, it doesn't matter like your age. So yes, I'm talking to you. Maybe if you think that you're too old for doing this, no, you're not. Or too young, no, you're not. It's never late or it's never too early just to start your leadership journey. And I think definitely like GIL, it's a great way to just kick it off.
Yeah, and we understand like, oh, I might be super busy in the spring, but hey, if you have time towards the end of summer to help coordinate and plan a mixer or, a big Galeo sponsored party, help us out. Like that's more than enough time for us, and it's really appreciated because it's not easy throwing a party, at least not to me. I know for some people it's like second nature, but we need all the help as possible. But going back to GIL, super quickly, I just wanted to let you guys know the link to apply to GIL, and that is bit.ly/2025 GIL, in all caps. And for you guys listening or seeing us on video, the QR code will be up on the
It'll be
screen.
popping up somewhere, but yeah.
Anything else you want to say or add to this, Lorena, before we go on to our next segment of Ponte las pilas?
Yes. Another thing that is nice about jail is like it's just like one Saturday a month. So it's not something that, oh yeah, it's like every day or like, after work thing. No, just like just one Saturday a month. It's like from, if I remember well, like 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. kind of.
Uh, Close, maybe 9 to 4, 9 to
9
4:30
to
in
4,
Hop.
yes. Oh yeah,
But
8:30. Yeah. Actually it's 9, but I remember that I always was there like early because as part of Galeo. So I was like arriving earlier. But yes, definitely. So it's just like it's a small commitment of your time and it's just like vale la pena. Cada hora, cada minuto, todo lo que puedas aprender del GIL definitivamente vale la pena. It's just worth it.
yeah, and then we feed you, most importantly. We give
Oh
you
yeah,
breakfast
yeah, yeah, great
for those
food.
sessions. I just wanted to add in there. We're not going like
Yeah,
straight
los
to
platanitos, los maduros. Wow, beautiful.
Well, thank you, Lorena, for joining us today and taking the time to talk about what I consider an amazing program. And I think even if you've gone through the program, we've had alumni who do it again. Or if you know someone who you think would greatly benefit from GIL, send them that link. It's also on our webpage, the first thing you see on there. So that's galeo.org for anyone who doesn't know. And just read up about it. Ask us any questions if you have any doubts. We'll work with you. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Marifer, for having me here. And again, just like sign up. I know like the deadline will be like January, so hurry up. Don't wait for the last minute. No dejes para mañana lo que puedes hacer hoy. And yeah, just an amazing experience and you can't miss out this one. So thank you, Marifer, for having me here, and thank you, toda la gente que nos está viendo.
Okay, thank you, Lorena. Off to call with La Pinche Política.
Hello, hello. Elisa and everyone, welcome to another segment of La Pinche Política. It's a great segment that we do for our Together Somos Más episodes. And today we just want to talk really briefly about an awesome event that we're going to have early next year, Latino Day at the Capitol. It's our third annual Latino Day at the Capitol that we partner and host with LCF, the Latino Community Fund, another awesome organization here in our state. And Elisa, do you want to talk a little bit more about this upcoming year's Latino Day at the Capitol? What are the details that we should know?
Yeah. So thank you for having me on to talk about this. I'm excited to attend this again and see so many folks from our community there. It will be on February 5th, and it's going to be held at Liberty Plaza by the Capitol. So we'll kick off there around 10 a.m. and have a press conference around 10:30 a.m. After that, our staff and volunteers will help folks figure out who are their legislators in case they don't already know. We'll have postcards available so attendees can write messages to their representatives. And then we'll walk over to the Capitol and we'll have folks there to help guide the way. If somebody doesn't know the process for getting through the Capitol or where certain offices are, we'll have folks throughout the building to assist anybody who needs that. Also, we'll have some breakfast items and lunch. So I know that our folks always like to have a little bite to eat. We're very excited for this. We'll have lots of information to share on our voting power in the state of Georgia and from other reports as well, like the State of Latino report, which just came out from the Latino Community Fund as well.
Great information, Elisa. And, I'm so glad that this is an event that we're continuing to put on an annual basis because, I know you've been to the Capitol before. I certainly, in my role with Galeo and the Galeo Impact Fund, have been to the Capitol many times. And it can be an intimidating place. And we want our community to feel comfortable showing up under the Gold Dome, because at the end of the day, it's their taxpayer dollars, it's our taxpayer dollars that keep the Gold Dome, keep our state's government running, and pays our legislators' salaries. So we shouldn't be, certainly our community shouldn't be afraid to approach legislators, to talk to their representatives, to talk to their state senators about the issues they care about. Because, while, in the media, oftentimes it's the national, federal issues that get a lot of attention and can be very polarizing. The closer you are to the folks at home, the more direct impact you have on their lives. And our state legislators, the work they do, the bills that they work on, the different studies that they start from within the legislature, I should say, they have real everyday impacts on our day-to-day lives. And that's certainly true within the Latino community, within the immigrant community here in Georgia. And so we want everyone to feel welcome and to feel like they have a place and that they have a voice.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. So really wanting folks to come out if they can. I know not everybody can, but it is a great opportunity. Young and old, English and Spanish speakers. We're looking forward to having you there and to collectively making our presence felt.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Elisa, our Deputy Director for Galeo and the Galeo Impact Fund, for being here with us for this segment of La Pinche Politica. And we'll see y'all next year for a brand new set of episodes and issues. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Kyle.
And we're back. Hi, everyone. So I hope that everyone enjoyed the show. We're really happy. Marifer, Kyle, it was such a journey starting this podcast with all of you. I'm really happy. And yeah, anything that you would like to say?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year for everyone, for the world.
Something
and
happened.
The next, and the next year is going to be a year in of itself, and I'm sure it's going to be filled with surprises and interesting happenings. And I'm thankful that we're going to ride it out together.
Yeah.
This was a learning curve for me, a completely new experience, but I'm so grateful that I got to experience this with you guys. I really enjoyed having a podcast with two of the goofiest people at Galeo. So thank you for making this a fun way, a fun but serious way to discuss our community needs.
Yes. Some announcements. We have intern applications open or coming up soon. And then we will have more information about when in February when the episodes are gonna be live again. But our next big event will be Latino Day at the Capitol. Right, Kyle?
Yes, indeed. And so I'm so glad we got to talk with Elisa about that earlier in the episode. It's going to be an awesome opportunity for not only for our community to come together at, our state's capital, but to interact and engage legislators, because our community, we're not just, Latinos, but we are stakeholders. We're constituents. We're residents. We're a part of the broader Georgia community, and we deserve representation, and we deserve to have our voices heard. And so, Latino Day of the Capitol on February 5th is going to be a great opportunity to make sure our voices are heard.
100%.
Yeah, and shameless plug here too. Speaking of the state capitol, since we won't be back until February, I might as well just drop this news now that we have our annual essay contest that's open to everyone, adults, high school students, and well, everyone over the age of 18. And for the adults, high school students, and ESOL. So we'll have more information coming up in January, but just wanted to give you a heads up. And of course, first, second, and third place winners get to read their essays at the Capitol with the extra incentive of a gift card for us, their prizes.
And remember to follow us on all social medias. I am Galeo and Galeo Impact Fund, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, just to keep with our updates. Again, thank you so much, everyone that listened to us. Happy holidays, Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas from our Galeo family to yours.
Y feliz año nuevo.
That's it.
See you guys in 2025.
And
See you
remember,
there.
Oh.
Catch you on the flip side.
and remember,
yes.
Together
Somos
Somos
Más.
Más.
Eso. Chingones.
Thank you.